My friends, welcome to our channel. Today I want to discuss another forum post where the original poster is apparently having some issue with polar pattern on subtractive pi. So further detail into this problem is they're trying to come up with a nozzle that has 6 faces on it, and then they want to have this hole that goes through the center and on each faces. And I feel like the problem is in the coplanarity, not in the polar array. So let's give it a try on our end, see what's going on. I'll download this file and open it up in my FreeCAD software. Okay, so here is the file. We have a nozzle. Let me turn on the transparency, and it has a hole in the middle that starts at a higher diameter and ends up with smaller diameter. And I see there are a lot of datum planes. I'm pretty sure the datum planes are not needed in this file, but I don't think that's what causing the issue. Maybe that's what it is, but so that's a lot of datum planes. I have a couple more here. Okay. A lot of datum planes, and then so the goal is to have this nozzle, and I think I can build this nozzle pretty simple without the datum planes. And tell you what, I'll just build this thing ground up so we can rule out any other interference on any other unnecessary features on this model. So let's open up a new file. So here I will draw, let's do that in part design. So create a body, create a sketch on XY plane. And the first thing would be to draw a hexagon. Right? And then to draw a circle in the middle. Right? So that's our model. And we want to have it padded up for some millimeters, say 20 millimeters. Okay. And then now I want to pad this outside for, let's say, 30 more millimeters. So in FreeCAD 1.0, you can use these edges, like here I did. You can select the edges and then make them as you use them as a sketch when padding and subtracting. So that's a good thing. We didn't have to draw another sketch. We just took the edges and then padded it up. Now I'll have to bring them down to 1 point, and that would be a loft. That would be this one. So let's do that. I will need a point though. So I'll have to draw a sketch on XY plane, and it would be only a point in the middle. So turn on the section view there. So that's my sketch, and this sketch I want to pull it up somewhere here, maybe 100 millimeter on Z direction. So on Z, let's make it 100 there. That's my tiny little spot. Now I want to take this surface and take the point and make it a loft there. Very simple. So the whole thing we did with, like, 2 sketches, no datum plane involved. So that's one pointer if you want to take a note on that. And then now we have the 6 faces. One of them faces I'll have to make a circle to actually relate to this. So looking from the top view, I see that these 2 surfaces are my primary candidate because they actually align with the view. So I'll take this one and draw a sketch directly onto that face, right? And say, let's do a circle. Okay. So we have all our things. Now what I'll have to do is I'll have to make a pipe with this face and this face. So there will be smooth transition between them. So we need a sketch to have it. So let's draw another sketch that will be the pipe path should be on YZ direction. So draw a sketch on YZ plane, turn on the section view. I want to pull in this cross section, this on our section, so I'll just make it a reference line. There it is. And now I can have an edge. Actually, let's take this one too. So the external geometry, we just brought it in. Now I can take a B-spline and kind of go from the center at somewhere here. I want to come it in the middle there. Okay, so I want to place this point, this first immediate point after the finishing, on this axis, so that is tangential end. And I want to place this point. All right, this line will have to be normal to this edge, right? So I'll draw a construction geometry between this point and this point. So that's my reference line, and take these two, make them normal. So N on the keyboard. All right, so now this is ending at a 90 degree with the surface, and this is also ending here 90 degree tangential with this surface. So that's a smooth transition, I hope. So that's kind of like quick and dirty way to draw a line. There it is. Now what we'll have to do is I'll have to take this edge and this edge and make it a subtractive pipe, right? So I selected this edge and make a subtractive pipe, and path to sweep along would be that there, sketch 003. All right, and then we will have to have a orientation, section transformation, multi-section, and I will add this as the like end section. Something happened. All right, so maybe turn on the transparency. I'll just take this edge and make that a sub-object shape binder. Right, that like make sure like we have the sketch right there. Now can I hide this? So what I'll do is I'll take these two and make a subtractive pipe, right? And here I'll say multi-section, and I'll add this section at the one of our ending section there. So now we have a, right, let me turn off the transparency there. So we have the pipe. It starts at a larger diameter and it ends at a smaller diameter, and which is pretty good. So this is what we just recreated, the original poster's original post, and now we'll have to try to array it, see if we can do it. So the subtractive pipe is the one that we'll have to array. We'll have to polar array, and let me save it before I lose it. Okay, so now I'll take the pipe, the subtractive pipe, and come here with polar pattern, and then I will say 2. I'll have to make it 6, right? And here something happened. I think the software froze. See, it says bound box is void, so the problem is real. All right, let me restart the software. All right, we are back. So the array is not working, the polar array, and my suspicion is that it is the coplanarity issue that's causing this problem. Somewhere here on the curved surface, it is having overlapping when we are hitting the array button. So my workaround, the recommended workaround is to work with slice of it. All right, let me explain a little bit more. Here, when I'm trying to rotate it and then like polar array it, this lower part is where this overlapping is happening. The coplanarity, the plane on top of another plane is happening. So we can get away with it if we only use this slice of it, this little piece. We just use that piece and then we just build that and then polar array that one. So we could have started with our model only with 1/6 of what we built. Since we already built everything here, I don't want to go back and then rebuild everything. What I'll do is I'll just pocket the rest of the model and keep only 1/6 of it. I'll just draw a sketch on XY plane and I'll take this edge and this edge as my reference geometry, and then I'll just make an enclosure that takes out the whole thing there. So hopefully that will cut away everything and then keep only 1/6 of what we need. So I'll just take that and make a pocket on the reversed side. Yeah, I think it's working. And take it through all it. Okay. Let me turn off the transparency. So this is what I have. I have the 1/6 of the whole model, and now I can take this one and polar pattern it. So this time let's do it. Here I'll do the axis base Z axis because I for sure know that this one goes up. Nothing to worry about on the locals axis and everything. And then here angle is 360 is fine. On the occurrences I'll make it 6, right? And that should show up something. It's not, so maybe transform body there. So that worked. So the coplanarity issue has been taken out completely out of the equation. This is the area, the lower end of the pipe was causing the coplanarity issue, was overlapping with each other, and now it's not. Now we took it out of the equation. So that's one way to handle coplanarity issues, not to cause coplanarity issue to begin with. So sometimes we have to be calculative on how we think our model should work and how we should build it up from the ground. Alright, my friends, hopefully that gave you some idea on how to troubleshoot a problem in FreeCAD and how to avoid coplanarity issue or how to work around of that issue. And if you have any question, comment, suggestion on this model, please let me know in the comment section below. And thank you for watching. I will see you in one of my next videos.